I'm Dan Drake. This is Front Up on Visitor Network TV and Channel 99. Our guest today is David Gagnon, the new Executive Director of the Maria Mitchell. Welcome, David.
Thank you, Dan.
You've been here about a month now?
A little less. 3.5 weeks.
Three and a half weeks. All right, we won't quibble. Tell us a little bit about where you came from before you came to Nantucket.
Sure. I'm from Brattleboro, Vermont. I worked with the Organic Trade Association.
Mm-hmm.
I was the Chief Operating Officer there, and I was there for 15 years.
I didn't ask you this before, but is that for the growers or for the sellers?
Actually represent the entire industry, so we're all the way from the growers to the retailers. So Whole Foods was a member of our association, and then the growers as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry for the digression, but go
No,
ahead.
that's okay.
Go ahead.
So so I came here. We moved in about exactly a month ago,
right?
To start.
And what was it about this job that appealed to you?
Sure. Well, I had worked on Nantucket about 30 years ago for Mass Audubon out on Hummock Pond Road, and of course I knew about Maria Mitchell Association. We actually used their facilities for some of our work. And so I've known about it for many, many years, and it's a well-respected organization. They do great science, education, and research. So it was very appealing to me.
What surprises have you had since you've gotten here?
Well, honestly, I was very surprised with all the activity and everything that was going on at the Maria Mitchell Association. I came June 1st, so we were really at the peak of the season. I was about an hour ahead of the interns. Arriving on site at the beginning of June, and I had the opportunity to meet almost 30 interns. So we're doing activities around astronomy. We have 6 interns involved there. A lot of interns involved in the summer program for the summer camps that are we still have some positions open, although many of the camps are starting to fill up. And then, of course, we do biological research. This morning, I had the great opportunity to be out doing some work with the researchers on the American burying beetle. So it's been a packed 3.5 weeks. And the surprise really for me was just how busy and how active the association is.
Well, that's hopefully good.
It's wonderful.
Well, you mentioned the 6 astronomy interns who are here in the research experience for undergraduate program, REU program, which is run by the National Science Foundation, I guess.
Exactly.
And funded by. Those people were sort of recruited and working under Michael West, the astronomer, who is about to leave for another job, is he not? Yes.
Yeah. Sadly, he'll be leaving toward the end of the summer. Since his announcement, of course, he'll really be missed. I haven't been here very long, but I know he had a big impact on the program as well as in the community in his outreach programming and the work that he's done with both the local students and people on the island, as well as nationally. So he's going to a very exciting job. He's going to be working at the Lowell Observatory, and it's a really great. We're really excited for him. Sad to see him leave, of course. And we're in the process right now of. Actually, we're quite far along on hiring a new astronomer, and we're really excited. We got great applicants.
In the meantime, you've got to do something to bridge the gap with these interns, right? Because there's certain expectations of what they will accomplish.
That's right.
This summer.
Yeah, we have a plan in place for that. Michael will be here pretty much until the end of that program, although we'll have a few weeks to cover, and Gary will be jumping in and helping with that. He does all of our, he actually does a lot of our astronomy programs with us. If anybody's been out at the Lawrence Observatory, you'll have seen him. He's been here for many, many years. Takes care of all of our telescopes, make sure they all work properly so everybody gets a good view of whatever celestial body they're hoping to see in an evening.
He's even trained them to ignore the fog, right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah, if you could do something about the fog, Dan, we'd really appreciate that.
I create more than I can get rid of, right? But what about some of the other things that have been going on? There's been discussion about building a new planetarium and science center down on.
Yes.
And that's kind of on hold right now, I guess. But is that something you think is worth pursuing?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's going to be a great resource for the island, both for visitors as well as the local community. That'll be really located right across from where the existing aquarium is. That aquarium sees many, many visitors throughout the summer, and we're anticipating that a science center there would just be a great resource. It'll be right in the same walking distance from downtown, and it'll be an aquarium and science facility. So that is, you're right, it is on hold for the moment, but we're working on going to that next step, building our own capacity within our organization, working on the buildings that we have that exist, and then we've seen some great advances on that end too, improving some of those buildings. So yeah, it's all part of an overall plan, but that's definitely in the works.
What are some of the other elements of the plan?
Well, right now, as we're been here for 4 weeks, so we're working with the board, but we're gonna work on the buildings that we have and exist, and we've gotten grants to do improvements on that. We've gotten some very generous donations from our members and supporters that'll help us to essentially tighten up the buildings, that we can now repair roofs, the painting. The Mariah Mitchell Library building the exterior is almost completed, and I would say in about 2 weeks, if you walk by there, the whole exterior has all been secured and painted, and it'll look wonderful. So that is an example.
And the usage of that's changed. I mean, obviously, it's no longer a library, but isn't it
Right.
going to be more of a research
Exactly.
facility?
Yeah, we hope that it'll be. The plan is, and within the next 6 months or so, we'll have that set up as a research facility, laboratory. Be a great place to do presentations. We'll anticipate all of the departments: the astronomy department, education, natural sciences department can all use that facility. It'll be the first time Mariah Mitchell's actually had some good classroom space that we can use, and it's a perfect facility for that.
And one of the things, I guess, that was done to get ready for that change was to move all the Mariah Mitchell papers and so forth over in new secure quarters over in the basement of the administration building.
Exactly. Yeah, we have a secure room there, and everything's been preserved, been cleaned by specialists, and wrapped up tight, and with special fire protection and whatnot there. So that whole, that has certainly been protected.
It may be too early in your tenure for you to discuss this, because it probably is not your top priority. But if somebody wants to do research or look at those papers, how do they get in? How do they get to see them?
Sure. Jason Finger, who's our head curator and deputy director, she really would be able to access that information and be able to help anybody out. So she's.
So it is available, is the point.
I would say the best thing to do would be to contact Jason and see what the availability is when and how that could be accessed.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Again, not your top priority.
Well,
That's all right.
Sure.
The kids programs, of course, have been going on for the summer programs for
Yes.
the kids have been going on for a long time, and some work with the schools.
Right.
Has been going on for a while.
Yeah.
Do you see any of that changing direction, or expanding, or contracting, or what's your vision for that?
Sure.
The nature programs.
Yeah, I think that the programs as they exist are really very robust. We are doing a lot of outreach into the public school system. During the time when obviously they're in session. We're working with all of the schools, including the private schools as well. So I don't see any contraction of that at all. If anything, we look to expand that and give more opportunity for students to be involved. I'd like to see more involvement from some of the colleges as well that are interested in astronomy programs. We have Worcester Polytech that comes down and comes here in the fall. I'd like to see other programs come in. We have the facilities. Obviously, in the summertime, we're very full with interns, but we do have the capacity in the other seasons to have people come in and participate. We're constantly having researchers go through our organization. We have a couple of rooms that are set aside just for those, just for researchers, and they're almost always full. So I wouldn't want to see any of the. I think that's a real value of the organization is our outreach, and it's core to our mission. So.
As you get your feet dirty, so to speak, and get into it all, you may not have thought about this too much either, but what would you, when your tenure is finally over,
Yes.
What would you like your legacy to be to the Mariah Mitchell?
Sure.
Or how would you like to be viewed as having contributed and built to the organization?
Sure. Well, I'd certainly like to see that science center downtown is in place. I think that'll be allow for great accessibility for people visiting the island, for people living here. It's just a great location. So, for me, that's a real that's very important. And also, firming up the organization, getting us on a state where all of our buildings are in good shape, and getting the support that we need to do all of that, and keeping our programs, our research going. So. And so I think if I could just mention too,
you may.
Sure, just coming up is here we go, is the Nantucket Red Tie Soiree. That's the Under the Stars by the Land and by the Sea. So we'd like people to come and join us. This is actually our major fundraiser in the summertime. It's a soiree. It's going to be April 12th from 7 to 10 at the Sanctity Head
Golf Club. Yeah.
Golf Club, excuse me.
Sorry.
So actually I was there the other day, and it's actually, I'd only been there once, and it was an absolutely beautiful setting. So I'm excited about being there, and we're in great shape. And there are some tickets left, but we're filling up fast. So
good.
Thanks.
Well, David, thank you very much.
Thank
David
you.
Gagnon, the
All right.
Executive Director of the Mariah Mitchell Association.
Thank you.